Okay, time to get back on this project. It's a long-term project. It's been here for a couple years, I think. Anyway, it's been sitting on my floor over there for a while. So it's time to work on it. So this is a 98 cubic inch shovel head. Looks like it's a 1976. So this is here for fix the top end, which would be those heads right down there that have been there for a long time. And make it so it quits blowing up. It blows head gas like crazy, eats up rings, just has nothing but problems. So this is a big hot rod motor. So, I don't know much about this motor. I didn't put it together, so someone else worked on it. So it's here to be put back together. So before I put it back together, I'm going to take it back apart. I'm going to take it apart. I didn't take it apart yet. So I'm going to take this thing apart, pull this crank down and see the condition of it from the inside out, and fix it. That way the customer will have a reliable motor. When you're down this far, you're stupid just not to go all the way and just do it all. That way you know it's good. If you don't know the condition of it, it's one way to find out. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull this thing down all the way. Find out what's wrong with it, if anything. So that iron head motor we just took apart with a brand new crank, never even been run, was not very good. This one's been run. So let's see what condition of it is. At least when they're this far apart, you don't do much to make it further apart. So I didn't bring my containers with me. Oh well. Okay, we need that. 5/8, yep. Oh, that's got some serious amounts of goo on that thing. Ah, that should just unscrew. It's got a lot of something in there. Hidden surprises. So that strip threads that are all glued together, or we got some other issue? It's definitely not just coming out. We'll find out in a minute. Alright, well, let's see, we got an O-ring in there, part of an O-ring, and then we have unknown foreign matter, which might be the rest of the O-ring. We got this nice plug. Obviously it doesn't like fitting in that hole very well. There's your tappet screen. It's got debris in the hole. See the debris down there? Oh. This is full of foreign matter. See all the foreign matter on there? Look at all the grit. Good. That's why you take stuff apart. Yeah, threads look alright, but the sealing surface is horrible. The threads look okay, but see there's no seal. Looks like somebody put a big punch hole right where the gasket seal area is. So this needs to be re-spot faced here to make that a sealable area. Yeah, someone's been in there fixing it, excuse me. So we have to work on that a little bit. That's why this thing didn't want to unscrew. Nice. More fun. More hidden surprises. Those are always fun. Easy to find those over here when these are stripped out, but yeah, got something else to play with now. So what do you got going on back here? So they got a breather line. So this is your engine breather line here. Why that doesn't Yeah, it looks like it's not straight. Looks straight at this angle, but it don't look right this other way. Yeah, one way to find out. Take it out. See what the threads look like underneath. You always put it back in. It's not a big deal. Oh, that's pretty tight. The threads look all right. Yeah, threads look okay. Don't know why it was loose. Yeah, threads are all there. Look fairly good. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that should be a little bit tighter than that. So, yeah, nice. All right. Yep. Yeah, pretty good. See, we didn't know that was loose unless we were working, taking it apart. It looked like it was tight. It wasn't. Typical. All right, what else we got to take apart before we take it apart? This has been repaired through here. Semi-flat. Nice. Okay, we can just go ahead and yank it. It's done differently how I do it. When you pull your bolt out full of oil, it leaks. There's a leak on the inside of the case. That bolt should have been dry. Good. 5/16 punch. Knock out your 5/16 hardware. Okay, alright, these have been cut very lightly for the big bore cylinder. He's just more of a scallop than that. That one has no cut. That's kind of weird. It should be cut. The reason it should be cut is because, see, the bolt sticks through the case a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. That one cuts, that has a bigger cut into it, see. So I'm probably going to cut both of these out a little bit more to make sure they're plenty adequate. On a big bore motor, you cannot pull those bolts out unless your cylinders are off. Otherwise it damages the cylinder, which would cause some issues with your motor reliability. Okay, all the big bolts are out. One left over here. These should just slide right out, but more oil. There's 3 dowel bolts in these cases. This one here and 2 on the bottom. So now we're going to do the bottom ones. Another wet one. Okay, that should be all of them. Yep. Always make sure all the bolts are out before you beat on with a hammer. Good place to hit them is right here. Not there. Okay, just starting to split. These are not dowels, so if you hit this one like this, it'll rotate slightly. See how it rotates? Which breaks the sealer free. The right case just slides right off. Nice. Alright, there's a crankshaft in there. Look at that. Now how good is this crank? We don't know. I don't know how true it is either. That's something I want to find out. Now I can either leave this gear on there and everything on it, or I can take all this stuff off and redo everything. I like taking them off myself. Okay, official Harley removing tool. At least it's mine. Never push direct into that snub of that shaft. You will bend the shaft out and screw it up. That's why you have to reinforce the protector piece on the end. Popped right off. Key right here you gotta pull off. A pair of dikes works really good for grabbing hold of it and doing the job. Just rotate it, key comes right out. Gear should come right off. This does not have to come off, so just check to make sure it's tight so you don't lose it. It's good. Now you can pull the bearings off. Just a screwdriver is all you need. Find the end of it. Poke yourself with it. It'd be in a pain. If I had more of a fingernail, I could pull this thing off easier, but I don't know. There you go. You gotta get under it. Once you pull off, it just rolls right around the edge like that. It's just a snap ring, so it pops right around. It's a spiral lock. It comes off. As long as it's sitting square and flat like this, you can reuse it. If it's bent or twisted, don't use it. That one's reusable. Bearing cages hold bearings. They come off as a unit, real easy. And a bunch of stupid loose bearings everywhere. Alright, so now we're to bare crank. Look at the bearing surface, see if there's any issues. It's got one big ass acid pit I don't like. I don't like any acid marks, but there's a big one right there. That one right there. Oh, is that actually a pit or just a mark? So you put your thumbnail on it and feel it. Hear it? It's a pit. So now we gotta see if we can identify that spot right there. See if the camera will blow that up. It doesn't want to blow it up. On TV you might be able to see that. It looks like a pit. See, it's blowing it up. See, it looks like a crater, not just a mark on the surface. My thumb was catching it, so I know it's a pit. Big crater. It's a big pothole in the road is what that is. I catch it with my thumbnail. So this shaft is not the best in the world. It's coming apart already. Over here, you can see more of the same. You can feel those two. This looks more like acid etching here. Okay. Which is corrosion, basically. There it goes, out of view. So anyway, so that makes this part bad, this part bad, and these bearings down here bad. Because a couple of bearings are going to have rust marks in them. Got a little bit of wear on the shaft right here, but that's usable. That's not good, and that's not good. So those two things are bad. Let's see if the customer wants to replace it. It's up to them. I don't know if it'll last for a few hundred miles or a few thousand. It won't live more than that though.